All right, so we found a bit of a creative way to join back in for the time being. Apologies for a bit of a hiccup. The hotel Wi-Fi has been a challenge
You could put it
today,
that
more
way.
so than any other day. Apologies there. We should be back along with Weibin to provide live commentary for you from here forward.
Hello, everyone. Well, I actually can't remember what, or I didn't see what Austin kept with his first play. Can anyone remind me?
Yes, he kept a tile, by which I mean the leave, T-I-L-E.
I'll, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So I'm updating the scores this time.
Oh, I don't mind doing it. I'm back up and running now.
Oh, yeah, I think it should be up. Yeah.
Maybe we're like both updating the same scoreboard via the same script.
Yeah, I have it updated, I guess.
Okay. Well, then we both do.
And Camisius is spotted, not playable unfortunately because there's no open M on the board. Interesting.
Yeah, not a lot of great
position.
options here for Dave, huh?
Yeah. I guess the question is, would you get rid of the extra S, or I mean, maybe it telegraphs something, so you want to just keep it and just play something like, I don't know, AI or yeah, suggestion of ASCII, ASCI.
Which
Yeah,
unfortunately does not take the back I, even though it totally should.
That's the way I learned it exactly.
Yeah, it takes a front F though, which Austin has.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really know. I mean, oh, he plays. Okay. He spots the HUIC hook, which is pretty good, and I think keeping two S's is good. I mean, it doesn't telegraph that he has an S, and he has the hook to Asai.
Yeah, and he's kind of forking open two different parts of the board to use his S if he draws a bingo.
Looks like some of that Brazilian barbecue has been left resonant. In this case, acai is, of course, not barbecue, but it is a type of fruit that comes from Brazil.
We might have had it at the salad bar. I can't
That's
remember.
true. I don't know. I didn't spend any time there. I had beef. As you can attest to, I tend to have protein with most of my meals.
Yes, you had some beef with your beef.
As we speak, I have a whole bunch of protein right in front of me, and I'm having a late breakfast.
Yes, Jesse's currently climbing a mountain of bacon, everybody. A mountain of bacon, let me tell you.
Bacon and huevos. Mm-hmm.
How many eggs do you think that is? Like 8, 9?
Probably.
Yeah, okay.
Can anyone spot the bingo which Dave has that's playable if, I mean, on this board, assuming Austin doesn't do anything?
Oh! Yeah, there's a thing through the H. Look at that.
And spotted very quickly by Hubert, airships.
Mm-hmm.
Classic Hubert. Seeing the bingo instantly.
Too good, Hubert. Teach us your ways.
Yeah, why isn't Hubert playing in this?
That's an
Why
excellent
am
question.
I not playing in this?
Another excellent question. You're just full of excellent questions.
Leaving us mere mortals the opportunity.
Giving somebody else a chance to win for a change.
Austin probably plays at J10. Yeah, why are you not playing in this, Jalamukas?
Another excellent question.
So yeah, you seem to have the Quackle running, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
Yeah, so according to the Quackle that I have running, there's a lot of good words through the I in Hewick. You can play something like Tifo, T-I-F-O, or Philo, F-I-L-O. Tifo appears to be the best play by a significant margin. Oh, Austin's going to play just Fit instead. Okay. It's a little bit weaker, but still playable. And it's back to Dave now, who's got airships, which I imagine we're going to see. Oh, or Pyrists, which just opened up for him. So he's got his choice of bingos. But yeah, Pirates is the higher scoring one by a 7-point margin.
Has a fun little front hook as well. Looks like the chat's pointed this out too.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, apiarists. Yeah. Very interesting. Oh, I appear to have
Yeah, I think you have the
the
board.
entire game placed in the wrong placement on the board. He played Huey with the eye on the star. Okay.
Yeah,
Everything I've been doing the entire time is wrong. Okay.
yeah, that's why I was
Let's
looking at
just
Key
retype
4 and I
all the
was like,
moves. My bad, my bad, my bad. Okay, Fit's
I-
actually a great play. Good job, Austin.
yeah, it was between
Fit or
Fit
float
and
were his
float.
options.
Yeah,
Oh, and so Pirates is actually a very similar score to Airships, but he chooses Pirates. And the corrected score should be 89-39 in favor of Dave. And then Lulls was a big play
Yeah.
for Austin.
Austin literally playing the lulls. And for lulls.
just laughing at Kiaris.
And yes, a fun little rack puzzle with Dave's previous rack plus MP, a rather painful 8. Aaron Bader says, the few games I've seen, Dave's been drawing the nuts. Well, he almost did. He just didn't have the PM to work with in this case. It's going to be a question of which never stops, Austin scoring or Dave's winning, because we're seeing plenty of both in this event so far.
So a close game after Austin's play of lulls. The score on your screen is correct now. 89-84. Dave leads. I can't talk. Not a lot of super high scoring bingos for Dave Wiegand here. His highest
Yeah.
scoring option is Sidemen, which he doesn't want to play because it puts the S in the triple triple. Sidemen underneath or above Hewick. Although I think pretty much all of his bingos open up triple triples in one way or another.
Yeah,
That
that's
can't really be helped.
That's pretty terrible score. I mean, for if Sideman is really his highest scoring play.
Yeah, Sidemen is 70. Others are all 64 to 68 ish.
Like, can he consider not even playing a bingo in this turn? Like, everything is suboptimal.
But his non bingos are also pretty suboptimal. Like, do you really want to
Yeah.
score 19 or 21? Yeah, it's just, there's just not a lot of great options here. If you want to sacrifice some points to not open a triple triple, you can play Endemial into the L and lulls. That's only 62 points, though.
Yeah, I saw
You
that,
can
but
play, yeah, semi-nude or demi-loon through the U and Hewick. These are all pretty weak plays, though.
mhm. Yeah,
While we
it's
wait, sorry, you go.
it's such a good rack, but so few possibilities.
Rusumov in chat points out that semi-nude is indeed hot.
Hot.
Hot. While we wait here for Dave's bingo, I'll just give you guys an update. We just got pairings in for the next round, and we're going to have on board one a repeat of Dr. Bing. It's going to be Bing versus Jesse Day. Ooh, looking forward to Dave and Jesse coming up next. That's going to be fun. Jesse's having a really good tournament. He started a little slow, but he is now pretty high up there in the standings. He is in 7th place with a record of 13-8.
And you know who else had a pretty rough start but has come back rip roaring? It is the one and only William the Conqueror.
William the Conqueror. There you go. Yeah, Will Anderson's in 3rd place. He was 4-7, but he is 9-1 in his last 10 after that. So he's now 3rd place overall.
I can confirm that I went for a workout this morning with William the Conqueror. He was in fine form.
In more ways than one.
Indeed. Logan USA, is that the one and only Adam Logan? Hello, welcome to the chat. Even if you aren't Adam Logan, whoever you are, welcome. Nice to have you.
It's an honor to have anybody named Logan in the chat, even if it's not the
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Logan.
We'll take all the Logans. All the logins from all the Logans.
There you go.
And he seems to be playing D minor.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he probably assessed that it was better than playing Sideman.
So do you want to put an S in the triple or a D? I mean, they're both pretty dangerous, but he
Yeah.
picked his poison. All right, so it's back to Austin. And let's see what he's got here. He's going to have plenty of options for words ending in that D for the triple. See if you guys can spot in chat the best possible words into that D. There's a few options here.
Well, he has one lined up on his rack.
Oh, yeah, he has it lined up on his rack. You're right. Wadded is indeed the best play here. 42 points, and it undoubles those T's. Yeah. You can play Wold, but I don't think TT is anywhere near as good of a leave as LO.
What? Very posh. I actually don't know what the definition of what would be for the verbal form here, but I just can't help but think of it as someone posh instead of a pawn saying what. So to me, it's an interjection.
Wadded can be extended to Usha Wadded. What in the world are we doing here?
That's a Pokemon.
Oh,
Osho
okay.
is a Pokemon.
I'm glad somebody's here to call me out on not understanding the Pokemon trolling.
Welcome to the chat, Jeff Teveno. It is nice to have you here, and yeah, I totally understand. I'm sorry as well, but we are glad to have you in here watching with us today. We will certainly appreciate your expert insight whenever you wish to weigh in. Welcome.
Welcome, Jeff. And we have our
around for the health and safety protocols. Not fun times, but we're doing what we can to get through it.
We have our Pokemon anagrams there. Oshawott equals to Sawtooth.
Oh my gosh.
and yeah, Touted as well. And Samurott is mutated and outsmart.
Y'all are too much.
That's amazing. And Cesar says James Leon got away with Snorlax once, which is just absolutely amazing. And then for those of you who know James and have not heard the news, definitely would recommend passing on your best wishes to James. He's having a bit of a rough go today, just based on some family news. So send him some love. He could definitely use it.
So if you're not sure of the word wadded, and I'll be honest, I wasn't sure of it myself, Wold is definitely a good backup plan, only a smidge worse anyway. So Austin's going to play Wold, and that's going to bring him to within about 30 points here of Dave.
Yeah, I think the risk is it opens up the triple letter score potentially for the X. But,
Yep.
you can't really control that. I mean, if you're really not sure of Wadded, you will just take the one that you're sure of.
So I think somebody in chat already found the best play here of Kate, Keight. Pretty obscure word, not easy to see. That's one of those standalone sixes. It's not a hook on a 5, and there's no hook to make a 7. It is an obsolete past tense of the verb to catch, as the bot just explained.
It's a front hook of 8, though. So
Very true. Yeah.
Or the alternate spelling for Kate Fukawa Connolly.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Not an easy word to spot. These Collins only sixes, especially for us Americans who haven't learned the Collins only words as well as the other ones sometimes.
yeah, I think Dave's probably thinking of using the OK line as well, but no, he seems to have elk lined up. I'm not sure where that would be.
Elk
Doesn't say
thug.
there.
Okay. That's,
Yeah, elk thug.
I think that is an inside joke that we're not going to get into right now.
I'm trying to picture an elk who's thugging, like with some solid sunglasses. And like,
Yeah. Anyway, moving along. Dave has EUK as one option in the top left there, making that okay play. So Uke is 40 points, but Kate is 52. That is really the star play to find here.
Oh,
He was reaching for kite and then he took it back.
Oh, he's spotting it. But is he going to pull a trigger?
I thought he was reaching for kite and not Kate. I'm not sure if he sees the 6-letter word.
Yeah, I think he briefly put the E between the
Oh, did he? Okay.
K and the G, but very, yeah. I think he might have seen it, but you just need to be 100% sure to place it. Yeah, kite is like just a safe play, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
keep
it's
the E,
13 points less. It's a significant mistake, but if you're
Yeah.
not sure, then you're not sure.
You could convince yourself that keeping the E is fine if you don't want to risk it. Yeah, I think that's what he goes with.
Yeah.
I mean, it's suboptimal, but I think in these situations, you just have to play the safe play if you're not 100% sure.
Most definitely. Yep. So almost certainly we're going to see Austin play Vint in one spot or another here. It's clearly the best way to dump some of the junk on his rack. There's a bunch of spots to play Vint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vint and Opt probably.
Yeah, Vint making Opt is 19. Vint making the is 17. So not too much drama here. Just which spot do you play Vint in? Austin down by a full bingo now, 70 points here.
Yeah, there's also Tinned for 19, but keeping the V is not great in this position.
Or any position, really. Yeah, if you're Austin here, you're going to keep a leave of DNT, and there's a whole bunch of A's and E's and O's in the pool. You're going to have to draw some of those so you can get a bingo down soon.
Yeah, Wint is not a word.
Wint, nice.
Okay, interesting choice. Playing Vint in that position. I think he maybe is thinking of keeping the H and the T, of kite even more open. Maybe he doesn't value the lines, the M and the I spot that much.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, it is a point sacrifice, couple of point sacrifice, right?
Oh, yeah. 19 versus 17. Yep, so he's keeping those floating tiles at the bottom of the board open, that H and the T, like you said. We'll see if that pays off for him. Meanwhile, not a great draw for Dave Wiegand here.
Yeah, he's lined up Iruvin to the end, but not sure whether he will do that. I think he's quickly moved his letters away from that and back to that. I mean, this kind of scenario, it's dumping the U and V together is the best. It's probably one thing that you have to consider quite. I think a lot of the good plays will have something, will get rid of the U and the V together. So that's what a lot of players will just try to spot first, and then if there are other plays that maybe retain one of the two but score a lot, you can also consider those. Yeah, but typically my mind will jump to those that actually get rid of both together.
Yeah, there's not a lot of great ways to accomplish everything, like playing the U and the V and scoring points. You can do two of those three things, but not really all three. Maybe the closest would be playing Ovule from the O, but that's not super awesome. Only 16 points, and I'm not sure what it does to your opponent's chances of bingoing. It might not help very much for you. You're going to open up some fairly easy sevens, I would guess.
Yeah, it's more so that putting the V in the triple line gives easy points back.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess so. I think that was with regard to what we just talked about placing Vint for 17 points instead of 19 points. Well, I guess it's relevant. I'm not too sure whether it's important, but yeah. I think there are other spots on the board where you can get pretty good score.
Yeah, suggestion in the chat of Lerv making AE on the right side of the board. That is an option.
Yeah, I actually don't mind like Ovule actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still quite open. I guess maybe a little bit too much, but I think the IRE leaf is very nice. And
when you run a Quackle sim here, it tells you to strongly consider just fishing the U. Relive is a pretty interesting bingo stem to fish with. There's a lot of things you can hit on this board, such as Relative, Velier, etc. All right, he's going to go with Velier. Pretty good score.
Yeah, U-fish is quite interesting. Something like VUM, I guess.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, Dave plays Velier. Not afraid to just put a bunch of floaters out there for 8-letter words. And it turns out he's not going to get punished for that at all, as Austin continues to have some fairly awkward racks to work with. If Austin knows a guy named Ted Yang. because he appears to have arranged his tiles in the order of that name.
Yeah, Yang goes very nicely underneath Purist.
Oh, yeah, very nice, very nice. Yeah, that would be 37 if he were to play Yang underneath Pyrus at the bottom there.
As Hubert points out, one of the maxims of Scrabble: you play the U and draw the Q. It's a thing. It happens all the time.
Yeah, definitely. Been through that many a time, yep. So a few ways to play the Y for a decent score. You can play Yang for 37. There's also TD, T-E-D-Y in the top left next to Wold. That's 37 as well. All right, he's going to choose Yang. Very solid choice. And like Hubert said, Davis played the U and draw the Q.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, he can play Quid, but yeah, that sets up the Equid hook and Squid as well.
What about Quited then?
Yeah, quite it.
No hook and 4 extra points as well.
Yeah, that's better.
You don't really mind keeping the F here because it's an interesting tile for scoring with because you got that hot spot next to Wold. You can play anything like if or something later to score some points with that F. Also, suggestion of Feek in the chat. That's not a bad play either. But I think Quited is best, and Quackle agrees with me and with Dave. So Dave's going to play it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like Quited a little bit better. Feek I was thinking of as well, because F might technically be the clunky with another D, but I think in this case, if you were to keep 2 Ds plus a consonant, it's not quite as good.
Yeah, I know he wants to do a DDT, but he doesn't want to keep it.
Nice.
Wrestling fans.
Well done. Ebb, yep, that's a pretty strong play there. Agreed.
Ebb is the highest scoring option by far.
Alec,
And
I thought Alec was going to say in before Ebb, and in that case, that you kind of did do that. You're in before Ebb, and Ebb is also played at B4.
Nice.
Is the sun setting or is the sun ebbing?
All right, so the score is up to date on your screen. It should be 249, 212 in Dave's favor. So Austin is hanging in there, down by just like a little tempo advantage. He just needs to have, the scoring stop for one turn. But
Yeah,
as we know, the scoring never does stop.
it never stops. Ballington asks, do leading Scrabble players publish annotated games collections like chess players do? Yes, they do. We actually used to quite frequently use LiveJournal to make a lot of
Oh my gosh.
bloggy posts. It's been quite some time.
Back in the day, man.
But the Windage report is actually what Dave Wiegand would do.
Yeah, in like 2007, to
Yeah.
be clear.
Yeah, that was like one of the first instances of someone regularly posting their annotated game, sharing some of their thoughts. It's a real treat to get some insight into the mind of one of the very best players in the world on the tournament Scrabble scene. So all that to say, that was one of the first instances of it. And since then, people will upload their games to cross-dash tables. And you can see annotations on there if people choose them. Yes, cross-tables.com. Thank you. You can see comments and annotations from people who choose to add them. And yes, it can be from experts and non-experts alike. There are people with varying levels of ability who upload their games there.
And I'll just do a quick shameless plug that I'm putting up recap blogs of each day of this tournament on the website, cocoscrabble.org. You can read those recap blogs. And in the blog, you'll see a link to all 7 games played each day on this table one. So you can click through every game move by move. And if you miss anything on this stream, you can catch up on those games.
Yeah, I think the
Not
next
writing
step
any comments or anything, but you can see the moves anyway.
the next step is really to get like 100% of games annotated.
I know, that would be great. Yeah, unfortunately, we're going to give you only
Wow,
31
what a
games in this
play.
tournament, not 31 times.
What a play
Whatever
by
number of tables we
Dave
got.
Wiegand.
Nice play.
What a play, my goodness. Wow. I am quite, that's a very interesting play. He's going for turnover and also, blocking. So all those lines that he just opened the last turn.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, Lound and Louted are both good, so he had his choice of either one.
Yeah, and I think that's where you see, why Dave is doing so well as well. I think a lot of us would probably fixate on playing off the F on that turn. I did, I think, and actually, what he did was um, play, keep the F, but play something more strategic, and really just control the board. Think about controlling the board rather than just playing off the letters which don't make retinas.
Right.
Yeah.
So people in chat are pointing out that the bad thing about Lound is it sets up Austin for Pox, and the bad thing about Pox is it sets up Dave for Fey, Fey. So both players are going to get heavy, 45 plus scores going back and forth here. Yeah, Austin very quickly played Pox for 46, and now Fey is clearly a very strong play here for Dave for 49.
Yes, actually a very close game.
Yeah, so Dave is currently up by 20, and they will put him up by 69. In before nice. Yeah, there's going to be 10 nices in the chat. Here we go. Congrats to Jello Mocos on being the first nice. Dave's taking his time quite a bit. He's got under 7 minutes on his clock now. But he does play Fey. Okay. Best. And Austin has those bingos of Tyrans and a Strand, but they do not play. Sad.
How about holding the Y for Yext?
Yeah.
I mean, the problem with setting up Yext is you're very restricted. You can only play like basically Ya or Yi or something.
Yeah,
So
there are also other letters that
exactly
go there.
28, and it's just like a very specific thing you're going for.
Yeah, there are also other letters that go there. So
Yep.
your opponent might have something that goes there.
Although actually, you're keeping the Y for Poxy as well. So
Yeah, but I was thinking
that doesn't work. Never mind.
Something DYD.
Yeah, those don't. Yeah, never mind. Anyway, Fey is fine. Play Fey.
And it looks like Reactant has pointed out in the chat for Dave Wiegand if that T goes unobstructed, and that would very close to be the nail in the coffin if that were to go down.
And the thing about Austin's position is he doesn't want to block bingos, so there's no reason he would block here.
Yeah.
He's the one down by a bingo. So probably going to be a sunsetting here on Mr. Shin in a moment.
Tides ebbing.
Le soleil se couche, as we were saying
Show
yesterday.
off.
Someone was asking how to say it in French before, so it would be that. It's a reflexive verb.
Well, I would assume that Mr. Roosevelt already knows how to say it in French since, he's French.
He does. I know he knows.
Difficult spot here for Austin. He has no bingo. Not really a great way to set one up, even that I can see. He can fish the A, just playing the A for apiarists. That's 17 points. Making lay as well. Not saying it's a good play, just saying it's funny.
Oh
Maybe
yeah, I saw that.
I don't
know. not sure. Yeah, because you also have your floaters are mostly consonants. I mean, if you ignore, you also have the E, but it has to be the last letter. So it gives you a chance, but it might be tempted to play a little bit more than that.
Yeah, not a lot of bingos you can hit by fishing an A. The only one he's got available is Transsuit if he draws the 1U in the bag. So, not great.
Maybe something hooking onto WE, like the WE of W of Wood, something along that line.
Yeah, like just DA or NADA, NADA.
Yeah, possibly.
Based on Austin's rack, it looks like he's considering Rad, maybe? Not sure.
I don't know. I just took Conrad Bassett Bouchard. Alec, is that a puzzle you put in the chat for us there? A strand plus
think-
all those letters?
I think he's just saying that those are the letters you can add to get an 8.
Okay, I see the square bracket, so I wasn't sure
Yeah.
if that was just substitute one or use all. Sorry, my bad. If I'm
Red.
thinking like a programmer.
Yeah, red will open up like Cataran for Dave. Even though he might still play Reactant.
Yeah, a long think for Austin here. I think he realizes this is a key inflection point in the game. He is down by a bingo and running out of time to come back here.
Oh, he has plenty of time.
Not that kind of time, you know what I mean. Yeah, he's plenty of time on the clock for sure.
Time before the sun sets, maybe. Is that what you meant?
Sure, let's put it that way. Let's put it that way, Jesse.
Yeah, I'm looking at red and where there might be other places for it, but that's what I think I would consider on this turn.
Yeah, a lot of the best plays here just go in line C parallel to ebb.
Or maybe just play DA below D minor and just leave the lines, whatever lines you have there, and hope that you just draw something to them.
Or if you're gonna go fishy, drop the A for lay and apiarists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we just checked. There's very few things you can fish for with that. The only one is Transud. Oh, or the blank for hydrants from the H, excuse me. Transud or hydrants.
Yeah, I think DA is also possible. I mean, don't necessarily need to agitate that E that you have, but that's it. Playing red makes it slightly more open. Yeah.
Yeah, I see Venethan in the chat pointing out DA making Mal.
Yeah,
that's one of the options we're talking about for sure. I like that one quite a bit.
And I mean, keeping your R is good because R is a good tile.
Yep.
Except I think there are 3 in the back. Well, 3 unseen to Austin.
You know, much like Hubert was saying earlier, that if you play the U, you're going to draw the Q. I think the other axiom here is if you fish the A, you're going to draw the other A.
Yeah.
That's how these things go.
Yeah.
So you don't want to fish the A here. There's too many more A's you can draw.
Ooh, what a
Etc.
play! Wow.
Interesting. I
Nice.
like it. It's bold.
Wow. So very, very creative choice by Austin. Yeah, very, very creative, very bold. Not sure. I mean, I guess what it does is also to block that easy, cheap score. You know, if Dave actually had something on top of FA to hit the triple word score, so that also gives that kind of insurance. But I don't think he's expecting.
Yeah, unfortunately, Austin gets a sad draw, and Dave's going to play his bingo. So Austin's now down by 140.
Yeah.
But it was a good thought. I liked it.
The nod of approval from Joel Sherman. Beautiful play, he says, or etc. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was very creative.
It's really only W left to score there. I mean, even if you play like, I don't know, SO, that's also a lot of points.
All right, we can bring up the unseen tile pool for you in a second, but what you're going to see is there's a whole bunch of bingo prone stuff that Austin could have drawn, and he just got unlucky to get the W. Really, the W and the J were the only 2 bad tiles for him there.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Journals.
Oh,
Sojourn.
yeah, ironically, Dave draws a bingo with the J when I was just saying it was bad for bingos. Oh, jeez. You just hate to see it if you're Austin.
Ooh. Yeah, journals
So Sojourn
slash
minimum.
Exedras. Yeah.
So Austin continues to make creative plays at open bingos, but he's not going to be happy with the result.
Actually,
Well,
I
he
think
might pick a 9 timer,
True, possible.
but I think he may not. Oh, does he have one?
Does Journal score more than Sojourn does on etc.? I haven't done the math yet. It might.
Journos is 111, so no. Oh no, you said more. Yes, it's
On the
more.
left,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, it's more.
Austin has the nicest rack ever.
Oh my
Interesting.
gosh.
Dave might actually have to think a little bit here before he Yeah, well, I mean, score-wise, he should be ahead by enough after journals or something, but still got to ponder slightly.
Yeah, and all those bingos of, D Trains, Randius, none of them put the D in third position. So it is not a 9-timer.
No, the funny thing is that he can't even play a bingo through the D. Like none of his bingo options go. Like,
Oh yeah, D Trains doesn't fit. It makes S failure.
Yeah, this is just really sad. Like,
Failure, that's like one of those Italian painting styles or something. Or wait, no, that'd be SF if we're like that. I gotta think Swedish.
what he does have is Hairnet.
Shout out to Mike Barron, who actually is here.
Ooh, okay.
So Dave clearly showing us that he sees both Sojourn and Jornos as he shuffles those words around on his rack.
And here comes Jornos. Yeah, it's gonna be a painful one.
The only good news for Austin is he has the R hook on JA, so he can play Retinas at for 84 and out.
Yeah.
But that is not going to be anywhere near enough.
Xedras was added. Yeah, it was added sometime, I think, fairly recently. I mean, 2015, possibly. Should play Restain.
Austin should play Restain to troll.
Or find the open G for Resta-ing. Doing side jokes there.
Moving tribute to somebody, I forget who.
I believe it's a Shirley of some sort from the San Francisco Scrabble Club.
All right, so Austin, surely fuming about how there's no way to play anything like Strained or Detrains, but he'll just play Retinas or something. Or Retains, that'll work. So a frustrating game for Austin Shin. He was in it the whole way, sort of, but just couldn't quite get there. He's going to lose by a final score of Dave Wiegand 527 to Austin 394.
Yeah, it's a big turn, big swing towards the end. Xedra, very creative play, but just didn't turn out the way Austin wanted it to.
And Joel points out in the chat that Austin is right. Scoring never stops. Unfortunately, it's mostly for his opponent. Yeah.
So Bollington asked, why is the retain set so good? Lots of bingos? Yeah, I mean, it's basically, think of it like you've probably heard of Wheel of Fortune if you haven't seen it on TV. And on Wheel of Fortune, they mostly get it right in that final puzzle where they give you R, S, T, L, and E as far as the most common letters that will show up in words. Specifically in Scrabble, retains is going to be the 7 letters that show up in a number of 7-letter words. You can see 11 there. And then when you add a letter to it, there's a whole bunch of options for 8-letter words. So it's considered one of the gold standard as far as what you're trying to groom your rack towards. But then there's balancing grooming your rack with making points in the first place on the turn you're looking at. There's many, many factors, but retains has some of the most words possible with just the 7, and then with adding 1 letter, if that helps.
All right, so Dave improves to 18.5 wins in his first 22 games, and he's going to be staying on table 1. The next game up here is going to be Dave versus Jesse Day. Looking forward to that.